All
We're
right.
going to tag team you today. You think you can handle that?
That's the only way I do it.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. My man.
There you go. 97.7 QLZ, the third string morning show. Styles and Katie joined on the phone by Anthony Jeselnik. His brand new Netflix comedy special, Thoughts and Prayers, out now as of today, so you can definitely check it out streaming online. Anthony, first and foremost, man, is this the same special you had taped that you were supposed to debut, I guess, last year, was it?
Yeah, I was supposed to tape it, I think, in Austin at the end, in like November, and then it got pushed for like boring contractual reasons. It was just the deal couldn't get done in time, so I pushed it to the next year and taped it in San Francisco at the Fillmore in March. Pretty much the same material, but just a different venue.
I gotcha. Okay, so same special there. It's out. It's out now on Netflix. For you in San Francisco, is the crowd much different than say anywhere else because of your style of comedy?
A little bit. You know, people know they're coming to see me, so no matter where you are, what kind of liberal community you're in, you know what you're getting. I'm like seeing a horror movie. People get that. But San Francisco, the reason I chose that is because I wanted them to kind of hate me a little bit. I wanted them to not be on board with all the things I talk about because that makes it more fun for me. It's more fun to get me to laugh at a subject they don't want to laugh at than one that they're like screaming blood to laugh at. That makes sense.
So you're kind of like a poke the bear in a way, almost.
Very much so. If the entire crowd is laughing, that's nice. But if half the crowd is laughing and half of them are booing me for the same joke, I am in heaven. That's my sweet spot.
Is that your favorite reaction? Like, what's your favorite reaction from a crowd that you've gotten?
That is it. Or like sometimes I'll tell a joke where it'll be so kind of shocking that the audience just stops for a second. And then they all start talking to each other. I just hear like a million conversations start at once, which makes me laugh. And then they stop talking, and then they start clapping, and then they laugh. So those are my favorites. They have to go through like a series of emotions to get to the joke. I think that's fascinating.
And then you're just kind of sitting on stage, letting that all unfold, and then jumping back on them?
Oh, I'm just laughing. I mean, if you see me laughing after a joke, it's because I'm laughing at the crowd's response. I think they're so funny when they like, get together, and they like something despite themselves. That's my favorite. That's when I feel like a real magician on stage.
I'm guessing we get a lot of that then from the brand new special, Thoughts and Prayers.
It is wall to wall that, especially toward the end. Yeah.
Just in seeing the trailer, I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, I've seen a lot of your stuff before. You always make me laugh. But the trailer for this, I cannot wait to sit down and watch this from start to finish.
Yeah, thank you. And you've seen my other stuff. This is like an evolution. I give you the same kind of things that people like from me, and then I get a little bit different. I get a little more personal and a little more real toward the end, which I think is a nice departure. But it's certainly not boring. I'll tell you that.
Was that something that you did intentionally, or is that just kind of a natural evolution of how you've grown as a comedian?
It's a natural evolution. Thank you for asking that. I think this is my third hour of comedy I've put out in my 13-year career. So things just naturally have to keep moving. I need to keep myself interested, and this is one of the most fascinating hours I put together.
When you're talking about the crowd reaction, we're speaking with Anthony Jeselnik, his brand new special, Thoughts and Prayers, out now on Netflix. You talk about the audience and the way they react to you. Have you ever had someone so offended to you that they've either thrown something at you or confronted you after a show?
People, not after a show. After a show, people kind of leave me alone. I don't give off the vibe of like, hey, come talk to me. Hey, give me your opinion. I'd love that. But on stage, God, I remember I was in Houston a few months ago, and the guy in the back just stands up and starts yelling. He says, hey, I don't agree with you. I don't agree with this. And I just started laughing. I was like, you're not supposed to. I'm a villain on stage. Like, everything I say is wrong. You can enjoy that. You can kind of enjoy, like, if you watch a movie and you think you kind of root for the villain because the villain's so charismatic and interesting while the hero's kind of boring, I'm that villain. So if people say, I don't agree with that, well, you're stupid. You're not supposed to agree with me. You're supposed to just sit back and enjoy the ride. Enjoy the horror film for an hour, and then go back to your normal life. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Do you think, I feel like comedy a lot of times can be used in a very thought-provoking way. You're battling hot topics that people get really, one-sided about. Do you ever feel like there's a topic that's too intense or too inappropriate to battle?
Absolutely not. There's certain things that interest me more than others, but if there was a topic that came up and I thought, oh, this is really kind of upsetting to me, like I wouldn't want to joke about this, that's when I get obsessed with finding a way to joke about it. There's a way to joke about everything, any subject, no matter how awful. And sometimes it's a misdirect. Sometimes you kind of go, you don't attack it directly head on. But finding that way to do it is my favorite thing in comedy. So there's nothing off limits for me. And if I found something that was off limits, I would make it my mission to take it down.
Comedians have always interested me, and especially someone like you who does go on these just hard topics and are so offensively amazing with them. How much time do you spend in researching material and putting your hour specials together, even, a 5-minute bit together?
Oh, it takes years. I mean, years to put that together. Most of my jokes are 30 seconds long, 20 seconds long. As soon as I come up with a brilliant one, and trust me, I've got many, many brilliant ones. It's still just like a couple of minutes of the special. So it takes a long time, a really long time.
All right. Now, growing up you grew up in the Pittsburgh area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just spent the last 15 years of my life in Morgantown, West Virginia, which is about an hour and a half south of Pittsburgh. So a lot of time spent in Pittsburgh. And there's a lot of stuff you can make fun of in the Pittsburgh area. How do you think that area in particular kind of shaped who you are in the development of who you became through comedy?
I think it kind of just gave me kind of a blue-collar pride, if you will, that it was all about the work for me. I didn't expect anything to be handed to me. And a comedy career is not an easy one. Mm-hmm. It's very tough. You've got to eat a lot of garbage on your way up. And just, I think, having that blue-collar pride. And there's been a lot of great comics that have come out of Pittsburgh. Dennis Miller, Michael Keaton, Billy Gardell. There's a lot of great history there, so you kind of had a lot to live up to. That I still feel like Pittsburgh's a part of my DNA.
Anthony Jeselnik, his brand new comedy special, Thoughts and Prayers, out now on Netflix. To wrap up on this, you're talking about the people who came from Pittsburgh. Who or what was the catalyst for you to go into comedy itself?
I kind of just fell into it. After I went to school in New Orleans and I was out in Los Angeles, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I thought, what would my dream job be? And it was just being around funny people saying funny things. And someone said, well, if you want to do that, then get into stand-up. And just started, took it one step at a time, got writing jobs. And now all of my friends are comedians, and I realized what a huge mistake I've made.
Well, we'll see the mistake on Netflix. Thoughts and Prayers is out now, Netflix.com. Anthony Jeselnik, thank you so much for the time. Have a great day, man, and looking forward to everything that's coming up next for you.
Thank you, guys. Take care.